episode 3 of the Porsche Legend Pass, and yeah, I just noticed it today that it came active because I actually accidentally did one of the things, which is the finish races and multiplayer. I was like, oh, that's here now. So yeah, finish races and multiplayer, quite an easy one to do. Just finish races and multiplayer. All that means is just basically don't rage quit when somebody 360s you, which can be quite difficult. But yeah, no, it's just like, that one's an easy one. As a side note, by the way, if people are getting this error message all the time now, yeah, that's happening to all the players as far as I can see from Discord and on Facebook groups and other places. If that's happening to you, that's just, yeah, that's Asphalt now. It seems to just have connection issues to the server. Once you get logged into the game, it seems to have stabilized itself out. But I've gotten once or twice looking for a multiplayer match where it is frozen up and not being able to complete finding that until I like exited out of the game. But yeah, when you get the connection error, that's not your connection. It's just press A and hopefully go into the game the next time. The finish first in the daily events, 6 and 7, that has to be finished first in a Porsche. One great place to do that is the Ferdinand's Challenge for the blueprints for the 911 GT1. So every time you're doing that pretty much in a 918, you're going to be finishing first in a Porsche in a daily event. Now, just take note, by the way, when it comes to the Perform Shockwave Knockdowns and the Perform 8 barrel rolls, like that says Porsche 2 stars, and also like this one says 3 stars. That does not need to be a 2-star or 3-star version of the car. It just means 3 stars or better. It does not need to be just those 2 stars. So 8 barrel rolls in a single race in a Porsche, and there's no other requirements of that other than there's the fact of it's a single race. One great track for that kind of amount of barrel rolls in a single race is something like, say, dipping down in Himalayas. You can find a bunch of them, and you can do that in a Porsche as well. So Class B rookie race number 5, just grab your Porsche 911 GTS Coupe, and yeah, as long as it's above the kind of requirement, actually you don't even need to win the race. All you need to do is just make use of all the barrel rolling ramps on this one, and yeah, you just need 8, so you can kind of look for 2 per, because there's around, yeah, there's more than 4 barrel roll launching ramps in this. All you need to do, you can even just hit them really, really poorly in this, so you can just go towards like the high part. Ideally, when you hit a barrel roll ramp, you always want to follow where the lights are running along the center of it. But if you want to get like extra barrel rolls out of there, what you can do is head like slightly over the light lit up area. So yeah, something like that should get like 1 or 2 or 3. And yeah, that's like you've got another barrel roll ramp here, and when you're launching off this one as well, just kind of go towards the left hand side, because you don't want to go towards the center of dipping down, and you'll find another barrel ramp around the outside here, just tucked underneath the cliff area. And hit this one nice and high again, and like, yeah, wouldn't advise the hitting barrel ramps like that normally, but for this challenge, go for it. Pick up another 2 on that guy, and 2 or 3 more here. This one you can hit like really, really high, because yeah, you can throw the car like very, very far down the track. But you see, like, as long as you take this kind of route on dipping down, there's no real way, like, even if you were to only get 1 or so barrel rolls from most of those ramps, you'll still come away from this with, I think there's nearly more than 8 barrel ramps in total on this stage. Even 1 more here if you come down and dip down, as the track's name suggests. You get 1 more before you head towards the finish line. I think that should definitely work towards the 8 complete. Here we go. 1 more quest down, and yeah, on to the next. Now, performing shockwave knockdowns. Class D, 3 stars or greater, and it doesn't actually state like any place where you want to particularly do that. A shockwave knockdown is just, yeah, when you trigger the 2 boost buttons together when you've got a nitro bar full, and the shockwave knockdown is just when you do that so close to another player that you're going to destroy them. There is also just perform knockdowns 16 of 50, which is 2 stars or greater. So if you get a D class car with 3 stars or more into the career, like, that'll take both those boxes, and you can get some additional knockdowns that way. Now, if you go to Class D Novice, there's actually a one of these at stage 8 which uses dipping down. So yeah, that's a really nice long track. I just want a D class car that's higher than 3 stars, so I'm going to use my Lotus Elise because it's really nimble. Also, this race's recommendation is 800 or so, and this car is massively outgeared in it. So I'm going to pretty much spend the entire race here harassing the absolute life out of those AI, because yeah, AI generally want to stay close enough to the player, so I'll be able to drive really slowly around them. And yeah, just filling up the nitro meter at the start to shockwave a few of them out of the way, and then just 360ing anything else that touches me. Like, AI are way easier than players to knock down in this game. It does just take pretty much any nitro state at all, especially a double tap nitro. So like, even the blue nitro state will actually get AI out of your way. And yeah, say, whoa, there you see it registering as your nitro shockwave knockdown. That one was just regular knockdown. But yeah, like, I'm after 50 of those anyway, so it's no problems. Need to be kind of closer when you're initiating the nitro shockwave for that to count fully as the nitro shockwave knockdown, as far as I know. Going ahead, I don't want to do that. I'm going to just chill back with my boys and yeah, obliterate them all. Like I said, the AI does have a tendency to want to kind of get in your way anyway as much as possible. So like, you shouldn't have a bother with finding willing participants to get knocked down by you. No. It's trying to chase those ones down. Come back here. Don't be going down the bottom route away from me. The thing is, actually, because of how fast I've been traveling around this course, the AI is going to have to slow up shortly, because in career, the AI speed is determined by a few factors. But yeah, they're going to need to slow down as they're coming into the last like 20% of this track, just because of the fact that they should lose this. They should lose this race to me. Because of the car rating, and yeah, you can see them here severely slowing down in the final corners. So like, if anything, they're going to be more of annoying to try and knock down towards the end of the race, just because yeah, they'll fall back to let you win. It's weird, but like, yeah, AI is completely tied to the car ratings and stuff, and how strongly they'll perform against a player. There's my 5 shockwave knockdowns. Handily enough gotten in that. And yeah, I'm up to 33 of the actual performed knockdowns in races. And you see there the fact that I was using the 4-star version of the Lotus Elise, and it perfectly counted as the 2-star, and the one that was down there that had like a 3-star requirement on it for the shockwave knockdowns. So like, it doesn't matter, 3 stars, 2 stars, it's just as long as it's higher than that, you're fine. Now, I may as well go back to dipping down again for the perform 4,500 drifting in a Porsche 911 Coupe in a single career race. You don't have to win the race. All you need to do is drift. So all you need for this one is basically a race that's like on the 90-second category, because all of those should be over 4,500 meters, and yeah, just drift the entire race. So like, I've mentioned this in some of my videos before, but yeah, drifting is toggleable, so all you need to do is just, as soon as the race is started, put the car into a drift state. I'm thinking, should I go for some more knockdowns here? No, I'm just 100% going to drift this one. So lock in a drift state, and yeah, that's it. Like, you can just pretty much ignore every other aspect of a race and just stay on the ground as much as possible. You can even like maintain the drift while you're in the air, but at the same time, it's like, this mission only says to drift this amount. You do not have to win the race. You don't have to like come in a certain position, and it doesn't have to be a race in any particular field. Wait, it does. I think that it mentioned it has to be a career race that you do this in. Yeah, go wait. But yeah, there's like 2k of drifting clocked up there. And yeah, this version of dipping down in the B-class rookie it allows you to actually stay on this track for nearly 4 minutes, if I recall, from cheesing one of the other ones here, which was collecting nitro bottles. But yeah, that's like, gives you plenty of time to take this car, just drifting eternally effectively throughout this entire race. And yeah, it's not exactly the most exciting of things, is it? But at the same time, it's another condition complete, and it's best to get these done as fast as possible so you can get further on towards the rewards. I'm not sure if this is actually far enough to reach the next main cool reward for this Grand Prix season, which is a handful of blueprints for the Carrera, the Cayman Clubman, I mean. So, like, there is a reward of a bunch of those. Now, keep in mind, this doesn't have to be a continuous massive drift. It's just a case of, yeah, I just wanted to make a point to the fact that you can drift an entire race away, and it's just going to count towards that, to just get that condition out of the way with, just in case you think, whoa, that's going to be impossible to do in an actual legitimate race. Yeah, you don't have to do a legitimate race for it though, do you? Oh, and it does indeed need to be a career race for that one. Now, you could cheese the pick up nitro bottles in daily events. The only problem is the fact that if you do that, you're definitely going to throw away one daily ticket. It's only one daily ticket though, but still at the same time, like, you can do that naturally by just getting it over the course of like all your other quests as well. But they do have to be done in a daily event, so it means you're probably gonna fail that daily if you go for the cheesing element of it. Now, the finish first place in a daily event in a Porsche, easily right now the best place to do that is the 500 races that you need to do of Ferdinand's Legacy. So yeah, just take your car in here, and you could even pop a 918 that's golded like mine into touch drive, or else just, yeah, self-drive it if you need to. You can get the blueprint pack from this race by using any 3-star or greater Porsche, and it's not exactly the most difficult race. I would advise just making sure that you come in here with every single Porsche you have and winning this race though, because you can even win with a stock version at 911 GT1, and yeah, it's like 100 tokens, I'm pretty sure, per win with each one of the Porsches. And I think there's 10 in game at the moment, so you've got 1,000 tokens to be picked up inside here. There's a couple of nitro bottles as well towards the 200 to limit the amount of cheesing required if going to do that. Just drift past the other one. Great stuff. And that one, sure too. Why not? But yeah, a win in this race is almost assured when using a high-powered 918. And yeah, that counts as our win in a Porsche. Yay! Another blueprint for that. Woohoo! Those are so awesome. And yeah, that's my finish first in a Porsche 7 races complete. Now I only have to do another 155 races in that car. Ouch. 5 jumps in a single multiplayer race. The stage for this is going to be pretty much random depending on what you get. The only thing that is important is the fact that it does say Class C. So for that, you're probably going to have to maybe throw a game a small bit. If you're inside and say like the World Series, I'm at Platinum already, and yeah, picking a Class C car with this is going to be pretty devastating in terms of trying to win. But at the same time, I don't know, you might get teamed up with DS bots. But it is just a case of, I'd pick something, like, if you want to get 5 jumps, pick something with, like, really high handling. It's probably going to be a loss anyway, and it doesn't need to be a win. So, it's just down to get a course that's got quite a lot of jump ramps in it. Most multiplayer games are only about, like, a minute and a half at most. So, yeah, it is going to take a small bit of luck to actually lock into a multiplayer race where you can get 5 jumps. Most would. Any Scotland track definitely would. So I've got at least one DS bot inside here that I can take, but I think in this race I'm going to be coming 7th. But it's just in here for getting the things. Hopefully I can beat the doctor. We'll see. Or that guy from that club. I'm your daddy. Always weird to see some of the names people come up with in this. But yeah, 5 jumps, like I said, it's just pick any multiplayer race. Just as long as the car is a Class C, you should be fine. Like, I'm going to get compacted as well. Insult to injury in my poor Viper ACR. Let's see if I can, like, catch a few of these people out. Because yeah, 5 jumps in a Scotland stage is nearly a certainty. This car's top speed's just like, no. Especially given, like I said, if you're into the absolutely like top league as well in this right now, like there's no way you're going to be able to win a race in a Class C. But it is just a case of, yeah, there's like 5 or 6 jumps so far. Am I going to get helicopters as well because of how far back I am? Oh no, it's not here. No, Daniel. But yeah, like I said, it is just a case of there's a couple of tracks where you might not be able to get 5 jumps handily enough, but at the same time, the only thing that you really need to make sure of there is the fact that you're in a fantastic Class C car. Yay! I wonder if that guy with the Daniel with 007 in it, Daniel Craig playing Asphalt? Maybe. But would another quest complete, nice and handy. Single race needed for that, just in case it's down to a bit of luck with getting a track with a nice few jumps on it. Gonna try and do another few of these, perform knockdowns and pick up nitro bottles in daily events. I'm gonna couple up those because I'll just be effectively throwing away a ticket for the daily event anyway, so I may as well just nitro and shockwave everyone at the start of this. Gonna jump into the Class B Cup here. Just take any daily race really that's ongoing, because I know that this isn't obviously just this first day, but yeah, just head in, knock down some AI. They're handy enough to like defeat, especially like I said, the AI in this game are really keen to stay around the player as much as possible. But I am going to just cheese the nitro bottles in this. It also doesn't need to be a race that you complete for either one of these, so I'm not aiming at finishing this race here. All I'm doing is just knocking down as many AI as possible, and then I'm going to stop up towards the end of the race and yeah, like just collect nitro bottles, because yeah, it is like 100 of them is at whoops. This is exactly why Storm doesn't race 30, because I'm just like not great at that. But yeah, just like pick up nitro bottles as you go, but obviously to cheese them is just going to be a case of stopping at a point on the track and just farming those things. I'm almost at like a disadvantage in the Hurricane because of the fact that it's so fast. It's very difficult to actually stay in line with the AI for any period of time to actually like get a couple of knockdowns in. But I'm sure we can farm out a couple of them in this, as well as yeah, getting some nitro bottles. These are fun little goals for like players who might normally kind of avoid knocking down people and stuff like that. Hopefully people don't get a taste for blood from these, but yeah, at the same time, it's cool to actually have like a challenge or two where it's like, yeah, go out there and like cause some mayhem in a track. Get 10 knockdowns in multiplayer. I've seen a few people complaining, but at the same time, I mean, knockdowns are just like, they're a part of the game. I just want to let the AI get out of my way so I can hopefully they don't go for revenge here. But yeah, dude, my cheese it up and grab my nitro bottles here. Just need probably about like 70 or so of them, but just want to get them all done in the one race so I can get access to all the rewards nice and fast on day one and see just how far along in the legend pass this pushes. Like, as long as you pretty much just roll through the bottle and move your car fully out of the place where you would collect it, it'll respawn. The reason I'm not just going in circles around here is just because of the fact that if you actually drive in a perfect circle, after 1 or 2 rotations, the game will just destroy your car and set you rolling back forward again. Well, it'll put you back pointing in the right direction, not back forward. Words. But yeah, like, you could farm the entire 200 nitro bottles probably in a single one of these races before you get DQ'd. And like I said, the requirements for this did not need you to finish the race or come in a certain position, so every single nitro bottle from that and all those knockdowns will count towards the completion of that quest. So yeah, I'm just missing 5 more knockdowns and 35 more nitro balls. So probably do one more run of that to tie up both of those nice and handy. And there we go. Our knockdowns for another 106 legend points. No. And another run then to get the last set of nitro balls complete. And there's the 2 Cayman GT4 blueprints and 4 more for the Taycan Turbo S. Now, so for looking for short tracks then inside in career mode, say, I would say the Heart of Kansai Stage 1, Meiji Rush, is a really good 30-second long course with Osaka. And yeah, the DSE 10s or Lotus Elise 220, both of those should be able to like touch drive that with no input with relative ease, just repeatedly, so you can just send them into there without having to sit down and do it. And it's a 30-second race. And then when it comes to Shanghai, say here, Eastern Getaway, first stage of that, Paris of the East, and again, really low recommendation. So for the thing, it's like 1,250. If you've got the AMG GTS, just throw it in here in touch drive, and yeah, just let it do its thing. And this is another one as well that's like a 30-second race, so even with touch drive, no input, it should complete in a matter of, you including the loading and everything, it'll take you probably about maybe half an hour to an hour to grind out like all of these races in Shanghai and Osaka. So yeah, get those rewards rolling as fast as possible. Now, as I said, I'm going to do that while I edit this, and then I will pop back to take a look at those rewards, body parts, and other bits and pieces that this episode has rewarded the player. Now, and there's the final one of the 28 races. Bugatti Chiron body part, main power. Cool. And also there was one other quest with that, which I didn't do earlier because my Legend Store just had nonsense in it. But yeah, buy 5 items in the Legend Store. Couldn't be easier. Go to Legend Store and buy some items. Now, if you don't have like good car parts and stuff, depending on the level you're at, you might need to buy those 25k import pieces. Like, they're not great, it's just some trade coins for most players, but yeah, obviously if you can spend those on something cool like Mazda Furai blueprints or so, yeah, just I was waiting up earlier to get a couple of those instead of just, like I said, buying some import parts for the sake of trashing them. Yeah, I'll get some more Furai blueprints. Why not? Won't buy the one for 100k though. I'm in no rush to max out that car. Yeah, Legend Store is pretty awesome at garage level 18 now. There's quite a few cool cars in here. The Super Letra and the Vanda are unfortunately removed from here, but yeah, what you gonna do? No, 100% complete. So I guess what I'm gonna do is claim that awesome one taken blueprint. Halfway there to that, and I think there was more blueprints actually from the past today, wasn't there? So yeah, time to claim all the rewards from the actual thing. 50k, new tires for the 918, Targa blueprints trashed, some more customizational parts. I'll go back over those in a sec. 4 taken blueprints, 2 Cayman, and given the fact that doesn't say new tire underneath it, that's actually a piece that's going to get trashed then, as far as I know. Unless they actually say what it is underneath. That's their way of showing the fact that, yeah, it's a double. So I would have already received that, which is kind of unfortunate. I was hoping that the stuff from this was unique. Royal tires for the Spider. Spoiler for the 718 Cayman, just a regular one, not the GT. New tires again for the 918, rims for the 918, trunk for the Cayman and 918. So it's mostly 918 pieces then. And yeah, like I said, I will have one check at the Bugatti, but I'm pretty sure that's something that's just going to be turned to trade coins. That does put me here at like 136 away from tier 23. And yeah, 24, so I'm a tier and a half away from getting the boost reputation gain during the entire season, which would obviously be a cool enough thing if you weren't playing that often or so, or if you were in danger of not getting the max rewards and stuff. But I'm pretty sure TGT should be okay for people getting that naturally. As for the next reward then on level 25, yeah, that's a discount for buying the next season bundle pass, which I don't like the wording on that, because the season bundle pass is that thing where it includes the first 15 levels and costs like 3 times as much. So yeah, if that's discounted and doesn't cost, you know, 1/3 the price, that's still going to be a bad deal. So definitely I have no real incentive to spend tokens to boost forward here on these. I'm not sure if that was a double that came from the actual season pass, because it didn't say new spoiler, but that main power one is definitely something that I hadn't equipped to my Chiron. But wow, that thing is weird. Not exactly a great idea if you know the car, because of the fact that like that seems to be completely locking down the actual air brake and replacing it with a fixed wing. Although I see hydraulics on the underside, but they don't seem to have an animation. I have to see what that looks like in race, but well, it does look pretty pimpy though. Quite nice. Very different look to the back of a Bugatti, but at the same time, like that adjustable wing and rising up out of the car is kind of an iconic piece of this car. So it'd be strange to see if that's like a completely fixed portion now. I'd be moderately against it, as nice as it looks while the car is static. I think that adjustable air brake wing is awesome. Now, and 718 got some bits and pieces too, so new trunk for that. Awful. That is just what might as well be nothing. Great stuff. Always good to see something like that. And a new spoiler. Wow, even what? Wow, it couldn't be more underwhelming. That is just worthless. Yeah, that was it. So for the 718, it got a little bump and a little bump. Yeah, great. That's easily €10 worth of car customization right there. Few different bits and pieces for the 918 though. Hopefully these are less than nothing. Let's see. New spoiler for this. That is. It's slightly bigger, but yeah. That's a thing, I guess. Was that the only body? That was the only body part. The rest were rims and tires. Those are pretty awesome. I have those actually on another car. I think that might be the exact set of wheels that I have on the AMG car of mine, which I think look really cool. I love the actual polished chrome on the inside of those rims. So that's awesome to have on the 918. But then the actual tire treads, yeah, 3 new ones gotten. Cool looking, weird mechanized things. Oh, and just a solid color. Oh, that Royal tire, I do also have that on one of my other cars, and yeah, that really does have quite a cool graphic when the car is in motion. So I will go with that for a bit, because yeah, it does look quite awesome when it's zipping around quite fast. Just have it in my bright yellowy color. There we go. And yeah, sucky spoiler, but really cool wheel and rim customization on that. Like, I know these customization parts are completely down to people's own choice, because like it just depends on what looks nice to you. I know most people seem to like kind of go towards those red Ferrari looking colors for cars, but yeah, for me, I like the kind of like have the iconic yellow black design for all of my cars. That way, I don't know, no one can ever say like, hey, that's not one of Storm's runs, he's just talking over somebody else's. It's like, no, my cars are banana yellow with the streak of black on all of them. I'm pretty sure it's all me. That's my weird yellow and black taste. Yeah, pretty cool. Like halfway towards the Taken, a few blueprints for the Cayman Club Sport. It's never gonna hurt too much when it's like going through that event. It might be a star up for some players as they're playing through this. Obviously, the next time, there's a couple of upgrades there. Like, say, the reputation boost, that could come in useful for people towards their clubs, but it's not like exactly going to change how your game plays for you personally. It's just a case of it'll look like you're a far better asset to your club. You've got the percentage discount reward for the actual next season pass. Now, I have to look it up actually and see how big a reward that is, but I'll have a feeling that it probably isn't going to bring that bundle pass down too much, which, yeah, I'll have to see. Yeah, there's some extra body parts coming in next week, so like 918 Spider body part and SLR McLaren decal for even free players as well. That's up in that tier. I noticed there was a few more 718, 918 body parts, and down along here you've got, there's a McLaren Senna body part coming up, and there's the extra fuel unit as well as one more blueprint for the Club Sport. I'm not sure though, will the actual next week stuff get the needle down that far? It might possibly not, and even if it does, realistically, like by the time we get down to here, the Grand Prix is going to be over, so these blueprints are going to be somewhat of a strange thing to be getting. Like, they may star up some people's cars, but for a lot of people that's going to be Grand Prix over by the time you're getting your hands on, say, the 3 different blueprints that are here for the Club Sport, at least anyway. Just taking a look here, you do even get like blueprints for the Club Sport all the way up to level 42, so that's definitely either going to be like a bit towards somebody getting an extra upgrade on that car later on, or else kind of salt in the wound of people who do not get a key for that car. So I'm not sure if it's exactly overly useful putting them that late in the Legend Pass. But yeah, it's all been pretty cool so far with the first 3 episodes of this. They've been pretty decent. There's like some cool rewards, a few extra blueprints, some tokens here and there. The Taken will give access to a lot of extra bonuses as well in the Carrera GT special event, because that unlocks like a load of credits as well as a bunch of tokens in some of the early on missions. But yeah, we've got like 4 more episodes worth of content to look forward to for this one over next 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks and 4 weeks of stuff. So it's pretty cool. Like, yeah, generally for €10, I'm happy enough so far. Still yet to turn on this one. I wonder how other people are getting on. Is anyone feeling like this is a complete rip, or are people actually enjoying this as well and getting extra stuff out of playing the game? I'd like to know kind of how other people are enjoying this and feeling, if you're got value for money. But yeah guys, if this is one of my first videos you've watched, and I really doubt you've watched this all the way to the end if this is one of my first, but if it is, there's a sub button up there over my head. I take a look at indie games up in that corner and see if they get to stay on my Switch or get booted outie, and there is something else from my YouTube channel here that YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. I really want to get back to doing more indie things. I actually recorded another one, but I didn't edit it yet. But yeah, I'll get on that ASAP. And as always guys, drive safe with this.